Yo, 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 skirt bag. How the fluff are you doing?
Dude, it's been way too fucking long.
I know.
I woke up today and I was like,
It's pod day.
Zoinks, it's pod day. I'm doing good, dude. I've had a very long week, but it was a fun week, so you're not going to get a single complaint out of me.
Nah, dude, same. So to our fans, we didn't drop anything last week because your boy was on vacation, enjoying the beautiful sun and some
The
wind
beautiful Floridian
in Fort
weather.
Lauderdale. That was great. We can get into that. It was a good time. And then, dude, this week I've just been grinding through some work, like getting shit done, but, like nothing that's like hard or like really like killing me. It's just like
A lot.
the easy stuff that I can just cruise through. And fucking Phil's finished their sweep of the Rockies today.
All
so
right.
I'm feeling good, dude.
Dude,
And City, I mean, got a win in Champions League. So
it's been a
guess
great
what
week
else,
of
dude?
sports.
This is our 50th episode.
Oh, let's fucking go! Didn't we say we were gonna do something for our 50th episode?
The big 5-0.
Hawaii 5-0.
Nah, probably not. We probably did, but we're not going to do it. That's what this podcast is filled with empty promises. Merchandise? We've been promising merchandise since before we even started fantasy football season. That was back in fucking July or August.
And it's not even like we don't
We
have,
were
like,
don't
we have
worry,
all the
whoever wins gets
designs
some
and
merch.
stuff. Yeah, we have all of our designs and everything.
We just
picked out.
haven't ordered
haven't
anything.
done it. Yeah.
It's on my to-do list. I got this Google Chromebook, so I downloaded this like I got this like sticky notes app, and I have a to-do list on there, and I can just like move things around and prioritize them. So like whenever I think of like random like shit that I need to do, right? I'm like, let me just put it on this list. Let's see what I have on there right now. But it's kind of nice. I have a bunch of random shit on here. I have 4, so I just downloaded it. I got 4 sticky notes. One is fence cost, because I want to see how much it's going to cost me to put this fence together that I want to put in the backyard.
Like
another
for your whole
one
backyard?
is meditation topics. I was writing when I was baked. I don't want to do my whole backyard, but I want to do like the back corner where the fence is like fucked up, where that like little tree is, and then maybe I'll do along the side of the fence that like is like not that you can't see through, like on that one neighbor's side. And I want to redo the gate and get a new gate.
Okay.
But everything else I would leave. But then I have this one meditation topics we should talk about later that I just like started talking to myself in my head. I got a whole thing on here of Lex gift ideas. Well, okay, there's only one thing on it, but
You said a whole thing.
I'm
though.
starting a list of Lex gift ideas so I can just go back to it, because like I'm always like, oh, I should get that for her, like for birthday, Christmas, anniversary, right? But then I'm always like, then I don't, right? Like the time comes, I'm like, fuck, what am I supposed to get Lex?
Yeah.
So I gotta start writing this shit down. And then I have a shit to-do list. Number 1, replace my windshield wipers. Number 2, figure out my insurance.
Ooh.
Number 3, watch a documentary that my friend sent me. Number 4, look into a gun permit, and do I want to get a concealed carry? Number 5, random roommates merch. So it's on my list.
5.
It's at the bottom, but it's on my list.
Hey, top 5, man. That's all you can say. Dude,
Thanks.
it's so funny because
when there's only 5.
Yeah, but still, not everyone needs to know that. I mean, everyone that listens to the show will know that, but
That's true.
so like 2 or 3 days after we were supposed to record, like to keep up with our original schedule, my mom had texted me and she was like, "What the heck? No podcast this week?" And I was like, "No, Kenny's in Florida, and then next week I'm going to Denver, so we're gonna be off air for a bit. But like once everything's back to normal, we'll be right back at it." And I was like, it's so funny because like she always tells me like she listens.
That's awesome.
But she's like every episode, like she's caught up on all of it. I'm like, dude, you're like our you and Lex are like our 2 dedicated fucking listeners. It's
biggest
awesome.
fan.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, Lex is the biggest fan.
Yeah, Lex listens to that shit 6 a.m.
Your mom's number 2. Nobody texted me about no pod. Yeah, Lex is our test dummy. If it doesn't sound good, she's the one telling us, hey.
We'll know by 7 a.m. the next morning. Yeah, I love it.
Whatever.
But yeah, dude, great week of sports. The Yanks are on a heater 6-game win streak. They just swept the Orioles and the Tigers. Or not the Tigers. Who did they play before?
Back-to-back broomsticks.
Yeah, they had a 6-game homestand and they won all 6.
Twins.
So no, who the fuck was it?
Good for them.
Yeah, I can't remember, but hey, I'll take it, dude.
The Phillies just their win today, they just swept the Rockies to move to 500. But hey,
okay,
got to get back to 500 at some point, right?
Yeah.
Before you can get over it, you got to get to it.
Definitely has to happen. You definitely can't skip that part in the process. Dude, so today, crazy stat. This is the first time the Yankees have had sole ownership of first place in the AL East since August of 2020. Isn't that wild? Like the 60-game shortened season. It's been that long. That's fucking crazy.
They're dookie.
Listen,
even the Phils have had first place of the NL East since then.
The NL East. All right.
Whatever, dude. Mets are the number one team in baseball right now.
No, they're not. The Yankees are.
No.
Yes, they are.
I mean, like,
the Yankees have the same record. Yeah, the Yankees have the same record, maybe a game better, and they're on a 6-game win streak.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Mets are like 13-7 or something like that.
I'm pretty sure that the Mets are 14-6.
Yep. I think the Yankees are 13-6, or they might be 14-6 now.
The Yankees are 13-6. They got a 684 win percentage. The Mets are 14-6 with a 700 win percentage.
But that's only because they've played more.
Right, but the Yanks are going to lose their next game, and then they'll be 13-7, and then
listen,
they'll be worse than the Mets.
The Yanks are playing the fucking Kansas City Royals next, so they're not winning, or they're not losing their next game. They're winning
Royals,
their next
dude,
3.
they're amazing. They are second in the AL Central.
Ooh, because the White Sox are
7-10.
stuck in a big wiener right now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the White Sox
apart.
are dookie right now.
Yeah.
They were like a big-time favorite to win that division.
They always are. They're always
true.
like a really good regular season team.
I like the Twins. I like Byron Buxton. Bull's nice, but I got him in fantasy. I've been betting a little Kashish on him.
Byron Buxton's nice. He's consistently top 5, top 10 guy.
Yeah.
When he's healthy. He's had some injury problems.
Health has been a little bit of an issue, but he's Gucci Mane overall.
In 2006?
Yeah.
I feel like Gucci Mane in 2006.
We got our keeper league together. I'm excited about that.
Me too. There's like a few new not new, but like different faces because I feel like a bunch of our leagues are like the same people. But
yeah, so it's mostly coastal dudes, and then Brad and Owen joined. They're both pretty good. My cousin Bobby joined. He's pretty good. And Jordan's not in Orchids.
He was for like 1 year, wasn't he?
I think so, but that was when we were in college, and then he was like, I don't fucking like fantasy football, blah, blah, blah. But now that he's not in college, like, you don't have anything else to do.
Right.
When he was in college, he didn't feel like doing, like, being dedicated during the week because he was partying and whatnot. Right. But now he has the time.
You want to talk about fantasy baseball?
Yeah, we can.
League is starting to warm up a little bit.
I'm 1-1. I don't know. I got to do better with like my pitchers.
Yeah, people don't realize how like valuable pitchers are in fantasy baseball. That's why I went like 6 in a row.
Yeah. You want to make a trade, dude? I have like 4 dudes that can play like shortstop and second base, and they're all like top 5 or 6 at their position.
I could probably use one of those guys, to be honest, because I need like another utility guy to slide in.
All right. I don't even know what I want, but I want something good.
You motherfucker. I went to pick up Michael King this morning, and I was like, dude, no way anybody like pays attention enough to like pick him up. And I went to admin and it said trade, like it wasn't available. And I was like, who the fuck has Michael King on their team? And then it said team still, and I was like, oh, this motherfucker. So I went to like see when you added him, and it was like 30 minutes before I did it, dude. I was like, you're a dickhead. He's a stud, dude. He's a guy that goes out and does like 3 innings. Like he's not just doing like 1 inning a day. He's like our setup guy, so he can go out there for 3 innings and just fucking drop his nuts on whoever he's pitching against. So he's gonna get you a lot of points.
I'll drop my nuts on you.
That's what you think. I'm the fucking best team in the league right now. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's not me. I beat Lex, but then I lost week 2.
I'm 2-0. I'm playing Jordan this week.
And he's probably poopy diaper.
I think he's beating me right now, actually, by like 5 points or some shit like that.
But I had you can have crazy swings because I had literally, I think like there's 8 starting pitchers, right? I think 7 of my 8 were pitching in one day, and I took this crazy lead. But like now they're not going to pitch for a minute.
Yeah,
I have some relief pitchers who might like get an outing, but like all my like guys that are starting pitchers like all played, so now they're like that. I mean, maybe I get one more start.
That's why you got to go after like relief pitchers that are like, you know, you got to aim because saves are like 5 points apiece. So like having a solid guy and not every team has a closer that's gonna like be out there every night like setting up for a save. That's why like Chapman or Josh Hader are like really valuable pieces for the fantasy baseball team because they're consistently out there like with an opportunity to put up some points. Other than a guy who's gonna come in like once every 1 to 3 days and might get you a strikeout in like the 7th or 8th inning.
Yeah, but I don't want that. I'm not gonna pick that dude up.
That's what I'm saying. You got to find those fucking gems, those diamonds in the rough.
Don't worry, I'll find them. I found Michael King, didn't I?
Yeah, fuck you, dude. I'll trade you for Michael King. Nah, I don't need any more pitchers. My pitching staff is disgusting.
Yeah, mine's okay.
I got fucking Garrett Cole, DeGrom when he comes back, Kershaw, Scherzer, who else? Sean Manaea. My pitching staff is gross.
I don't even know who I have on my pitching staff. I'm pulling my team up, though, so I can read them to you, and then you can tell me how bad they are. I got Sandy Alcantara, Joe Musgrove, Carlos Rodon, Justin Verlander, Logan Gilbert, Tony Gonsolin, Keegan Thompson, Dylan Bundy, and then Michael King.
It's not that bad. You started off strong. You kind of have like a gap in between your top guys and your bottom half.
And I got John Means on the IL.
John Means, I'd drop him. He's out for the rest of the year.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's having Tommy John.
Sorry, Johnny Tom.
Sorry, Tommy fam.
His name's John Means. They should just rename him Johnny Tom.
Or Johnny Nice. Who you playing this week?
Jess.
Okay.
I'm beating her 88 to 165 right now. But like I said, all my pitchers played in like one day. Yeah,
I think Jordan might beat me. He's up by like 50 now. 190 to 127.
No, there's still a lot of time, dude.
I know, it's already Thursday. I mean, the weekend games might get me through. But once I have DeGrom in there, dude, and if he stays healthy, oh my God.
We're going to talk about him later.
Yeah.
On the sports episode, but I don't know, we'll see. Everybody already knows this because I already listened to this episode by this time, but Lex doesn't think he's going to be coming back anytime soon.
No?
Nah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. You got to tune in. We're not going to give away any of our
and if you didn't listen, you go back and listen.
Yeah, exactly. Motherfuckers.
Idiots. Plus, baseball's like the beginning of that episode, so that's like the first thing you're going to get into.
Right.
You know what I was thinking about the last night? I was I like smoked the rest of my bong, and I was like, I'm gonna go lay on the couch with Lex, and she's on her phone doing whatever, like TikToking or Instagram Reels or whatever. And I'm just laying there, and I'm looking up in the sky, and I'm thinking. And she's like, "What you thinking about?" I was like, "Oh, nothing." She's like, "Well, you look like you're thinking kind of hard." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And she was like, "Well, what are you thinking about?" And I was like, "Elon Musk buying Twitter." she goes, "Oh, you must be pretty high." Yep.
Yeah. Those are the facts.
I saw this person tweet. They were like, apparently Elon Musk is like, publicly criticizing some like high-ranking employees at Twitter, and that would like could cause him to void his purchase. And I'm like, oh, like does he want to void it? Blah blah blah. Like is he doing it on purpose to try to void it? Maybe he doesn't want to buy Twitter anymore. But I was just thinking, I was like why wouldn't he want to? And then I started thinking about like the reason that he wants to do it is to like censor free speech, but like at the same time, you got to have some kind of moderation. And like, do you think I don't think he's thinking this. Like maybe he was like, fuck, maybe I bit off too much for me to chew with this whole censoring speech thing and buying Twitter. Maybe he's a little out of my price range. But then I was just thinking in general, dude, it's so hard. How do you know like who's telling the truth? Because like you don't want like lies spreading. Right, but like you want every side of the story, but it's so easy to spread lies if nothing's getting checked.
Right. I think there needs to be some sort of like IT solution that is built into the platform that like fact checks things already, like automatically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but even then, it's like, how do you know what's fact? And like the shit comes out so fast on Twitter. Like it's like that's where news breaks. Like you don't always have time to fact check it. And like that, when news breaks, like that's when mostly people are gonna see it. And as stories go on, and even if like the real story changes, you know what I mean? People aren't gonna be as in tune to it later. Like that initial impact is like so strong.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the difference between, like, taking in media nowadays compared to, like, 20 years ago when it was just pretty much the news, you know what I mean? Like, They had time to do that shit because there was no other platform for people to get their news faster than TV.
Yeah.
So it's
Which is good because think about it, dude. If news was the only way that we got our information now, we'd be fucked.
It would be a completely different, all of human culture would be different because we'd all be on like the same plane of receiving information and pretty much interpreting it like the same way. I mean, you interpret it differently, like based off of like your personality and like your like morals and stuff, but there wouldn't be another source where you could go and like get a different perspective on anything. Yeah. So it's like you're really just getting things from the same place.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy about news, like the way it is on the TV, is like, let's say you watch like a Republican news channel, right? It's like, okay, maybe I want to go and if you go to the Democratic news channel, you're not going to get like if the Republicans are bashing the Democrats, you're not going to go to the Democratic thing and like see them defending themselves. You're just going to see them talking about something else that looks bad for the Republicans.
Right.
It's like, so it's not even like, oh, like let me go get the other side of the story, because the other piece of news, they're talking about a different story. They're not even talking about the same shit.
Dude, it all comes down to the whole, like, George Washington, like, saying, hey, stay away from the two-party system.
Yeah.
It's going to split us.
The
and it's,
OG,
like, happening before our eyes, dude. Yeah,
you guys begged this man to be the first president. Like, he didn't even want to do it, bro. He was just trying to go bull in Virginia and, like, chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And, like, let his slaves do the work. Because I'm not saying he was a good guy, but, like, you obviously really wanted him for a reason. Right. And his one thing was, like, a two-party system will ruin this country. All right, let's set up two parties. One of them, we got the elephants, and the other one, they're the donkeys. And that's all I know. You guys pick your battles.
Elephants and the donkeys. And it's funny, too, because, like, the morals and views of, like, the parties have, like, shifted, like, completely, like the Republicans were definitely more liberal back then than the Democrats were, and now it's, like, 200 years later, it's just flip-flopped.
Yeah. Hey, man,
did you see the picture that Elon Musk tweeted earlier today of, like, the spectrum, like, the political spectrum, and it's, like, liberal?
Yeah, I did.
Dude, that was, like, the most accurate shit I've ever seen in my life. And when you, like, I was looking at it longer, and, like, I could see how it would be interpreted, like, at first glance, like, the view of, like, someone shifting from, like, kind of in between liberal and, like, the middle to conservative, but that's like not what happened in the meme. Like the spectrum just like stretched out more. He's still in the middle, but by adding all of like the left side, it's
going like wilding out.
Yeah, it's like forced the people in the middle to just automatically be pushed towards the right because the spectrum is longer on one side. It's still in the middle, like the person didn't move, but there's just so much more bullshit on the left where you're automatically being pushed over like to the right, even if you're not like considering yourself closer to the right on the spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's wild because it's like
and the
exactly
people on the
happening.
left, like if you're not super left, like if you look at it from the mind of like somebody that is like the extreme left, right? If you're not like a Democrat and like in line with their policies and morals and like every single step of the way, right? Then it's like if your thoughts deviate from theirs in one way or the other, then they're like, oh, like you're a Republican, blah blah blah. Like you're like they like it's crazy.
They don't see a middle
like,
ground.
They shame you so bad, but it's like that is what you're fighting is like the oppression of people. And then as soon as somebody has a like the Democrats fight for like the oppression of different people, right? Like not white straight males essentially,
right?
And then like if you have one opinion that differs, they're like.
They automatically.
Oh, like you have a different opinion. You're fucking like not a good person. Like not worthy of like the same rights. Blah blah blah. It's wild.
Yeah.
But And that's how they do it. And then it's like, they like just think that you're all the way on the right, blah, blah, blah. So in their eyes, it's the same. But they don't all see that they've moved like the needle that far.
Like, yeah. Yeah. It's fucking crazy, dude. And I definitely like social media has caused that because everybody has a voice now that's visible and people see like these obscure, like, it's just like, it allows like people, like crazy people to be seen. And it really shows you like, that you wouldn't have seen 20 years ago without social media. Like, it really, like, shows people's true colors.
Yeah.
And it's fucking terrifying, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of good, I was all for, like, I'm all for Elon Musk buying Twitter and owning Twitter because, like, listen, I'm not saying I'm, like, a fan of this guy. I mean, can't really be a fan of somebody that's not, like, I don't know. Fan might maybe not be the right word, but I like what he does. I like what he does for the environment and blah, blah, blah. And you get, like, the super far left people, like, oh, this racist owns Twitter now. He was handed everything, like, to him as a child. His parents owned a diamond mine or whatever. And I'm just like,
yeah.
Like, and then the whole thing, emeralds. And then the whole thing with him, where they were like, oh, you can't solve world hunger with $6 billion, but you can buy Twitter for $44 billion. And I'm just like, first of all, like, you can't just throw money at the problem of world hunger and expect it to end like that. Like, it's such a complex issue, whereas you just can't throw money at it to be fixed. And second of all, it's like, yeah, he has, like, a shit ton of money, but it's not, like, his job to fix everything in the world. You know what I mean? Like, like, look at what the man is already doing. Like, he's fucking working on, like, making sure that humans will have a place to live in 200 years because nobody else is worried about that right now. They're just worried about greed and money and destroying the planet. He's fucking, like, he's literally, like, changing the way humans live, dude. And people just find any small reason to hate on him for it.
Rockets landing is, like, normal place now. Like, we see rockets landing on fucking Twitter. I see videos of his fucking rockets landing, and it's like, that's just normal. Like, I see that on the regular now. And I just saw that they produced, like, fucking 200 engines or something like that of those same engines that can do that shit. And it's like, dude, that's a lot. And, like, that is a way that you could, like, actually get people to another planet if, like, need be. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
And he's also, like, doing shit with here where we're having electric cars and shit like that. And, like, yeah, like the full range of emissions is like maybe a little questionable when you go into like all the mining to get batteries that are that strong, but like that's the way that we're going. Like long term, if this planet is going to work out for us, long term, it's going to have to be like solar and wind and like that kind of powering things. Unless we do nuclear power. But I don't know if you could do a nuclear powered car. And like you're gonna have just nuclear gas stations like on the Reggie, like
yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah,
obviously for
I don't want
reasons.
The common folk. Like my buddy Chris was a gas attendant in high school. I don't want high school dealing with fucking nuclear power.
Yeah.
500 times a day.
Could you imagine if that was the case, and then like to work at a gas station, you had to have like a master's degree in like engineering just to fill up cars?
And Jersey are like the only people that have gas attendants.
Yeah, it's like, dude,
all right, we should do it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know anything about it.
There'll be so many more
like
people having jobs.
Yeah. 50 states.
If every state had to have gas attendants
at every gas station.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of like trial and error.
Gas attendants.
Hey. Well, that too, yeah. But dude, I think like something that people need to realize, and they don't, because one, I think it has to do with how short term that a human lifespan is. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to be here for like 100 years max. I don't have to worry about like the future of the planet. 100. Not even that, but like there's nothing humans can do to like keep the way the Earth is now forever. Like, dude, think about like the Ice Age and how the mountains, like the tip of Mount Everest, the tallest peak in the world, was like at one point underwater. Like, we're not going to be here forever, and like nobody's doing anything to like protect human civilization past like the next 100 years at the time, other than like Elon Musk. So it's like I just don't understand.
That's true,
like,
dude. Eventually, some crazy natural disaster is going to wipe out human civilization. Like, there's no way that over like the long term you can avoid such a massive like a mass extinction.
Dude, it happened a million years ago to the dinosaurs. Like,
there have been like human civilizations where mass extinctions have happened, and there's like a handful of people that have survived them. I mean, the Earth has never had as many people as it does right now, but
right, which just makes things worse because, dude, imagine if like Pompeii erupted today. Think about all the more people that would die from that, just from a volcano eruption. Like that wiped out an entire like city, and pretty much the entire planet was covered in like dust for like 9 months. Imagine if that happened today. Like so many more people would be fucked just because of the mass amount of people that are on the planet now.
Yeah.
And it's like there's nothing we can do to stop that. So like why are we not trying to figure out a way to multi-planet colonize or fucking figure out some way
bro, let's
to
start
survive?
planet hopping.
Yeah.
Fuck bar
Elon
hopping,
is
bro.
doing
That shit's
bro.
so 2020.
Could you imagine, bro? It's just like Friday night, you're in college after class, you're like, yo, we're going over to the bar at Mars tonight. You want to go? It's like, yeah.
Nah, I'm going to planet Schmargedebarg.
Schmargedebarg on E4.
Right.
They got some crazy moon juice over there, dude. One tongue dip and you're fucked.
Yeah, dude, that would be awesome.
That would
Except
be awesome.
Here's the thing. Humans would try to keep living like humans. They would try to replicate Earth in other places instead of adapting to what they have there. And I think that's a big part of the problem.
Yeah.
I think that's like a big problem in general is like people look at like just like any kind of problem and they're like, all right, I'm going to like try to get this back to where I want it, to where I was. And I'm going to try to do what I know in this situation. But sometimes you can't do what you know in that situation. Sometimes you got to let the situation tell you the answer.
Yeah.
And just know what's like I don't know.
That's like a big downfall of like the way humans think is they're always just trying to be comfortable. And like, that's
and
just
it's like this is how I knew this. This is how I know what to do. Like I know this one way to do this thing. And it's like that's how I'm going to try to replicate it and I'm going to try to like always like do it that way. And then it's like
doesn't always work out that way.
Sometimes you can't, and like sometimes the better solution is to like see what the environment is giving you for this problem, and then use that to figure out the best way to fix it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. People they'll figure it out sometime.
It's kind of a bummer for me, just because like I'm such a space nerd, and I just love like the thought of like space travel, and I've always been that way. And I'm like, I'll occasionally think I'm like, dude, I'm kind of bummed. I'm like probably not going to be around to see like humans colonizing another planet or like have the opportunity to like experience that. But then I think I'm like, dude, what am I talking about? Like the first people that are going to start colonizing planets, it's going to be a fucking nightmare. Like it's going to be so bad. Like think about the first civilizations of humans that were just on Earth. Like, dude, living around that time sucked. Like, there was nothing to do. People were dying because it was fucking cold out. Like, imagine trying to colonize a whole new planet, let alone, like, a fucking town 20 miles that way that you have to walk to.
I don't know. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's funny because they're going to try to, like, recreate. All we know is how to grow Earth crops. You know what I mean? Right. We don't know what Mars crops are. There's got to be a way that you can, like...
Mars crops. That sounds like a crazy, like, rock and roll band.
Well, there's got to be a way that, like, can't you put satellites that will redirect the Earth or the sun's light to heat the planet, and then that could make it, like, unfreeze, and then it would have water?
Yeah, let's just get a giant fucking planet-sized mirror in space, and just have the sunlight bounce off that and hit, like, the side of Mars or something. Great life. Did I just figure that out, dude? Let's just shoot up a giant fucking mirror in space.
What I just said to you, I think is happening. Or they're like doing something at the poles to try to heat Mars up. So that like all the ice on the planet could melt. Or some of it.
You know what? I think it was one of my professors in college was talking to me about this. Or I forget. No, it might have been on a Joe Rogan podcast. But the thought or the idea, yeah, pretty much. The idea of sending like nuclear bombs up into space, like will heat up like the atmosphere around the planet. And that's how they're like gonna like trigger like enough heat and enough like light from those will trigger like life or whatever. I don't know how much truth is behind that, but it sounds like it could work.
That sounds wild.
I think the mirror idea might save a little bit of money, but
I don't know. That's a fat fucking mirror, dude. The size of a planet.
That's a fat mirror, but we could do that or just get a billion really small ones.
I think we could do that.
Yeah, we'll just have them like floating around in space somehow.
I'm not donating a mirror, though.
I might if I'm moving out of like my apartment or something. I don't need this mirror. Send it up into space. Write my name on it. Aliens, come find me. You're welcome for life, by the way.
All the mirrors in my house get used, except for the one that's in the half bath. But like, it would be weird if you were like washing your hands in somebody's bathroom and there was no mirror, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, you can buy another one, you dingleberry.
Well, then they can fucking buy one.
Who's they?
The people that are shooting them up into space, NASA.
Why can't it be us? Donate your mirrors. You wouldn't donate a mirror for the cause of creating life? You're selfish, dude. Hashtag canceled.
Why would I donate a mirror and then buy a mirror to replace it? I would donate a mirror if I had extra mirrors.
That's what I'm saying. You're not saying you have one extra little tiny mirror laying around at some point in your life?
Maybe, but not right now. If SpaceX was like, calling all your mirrors, all your extra mirrors that you got, let's get them. We got to heat up Mars.
Call it all mirrors. We're looking for mirrors. We're sending them up into space, and we're going to shine them at the sun and create life. Give us your mirrors. 1-800-MIRRORS. Call us now.
Yeah. If they did that, I would say, fuck off. I'm keeping my mirrors. I need all my mirrors.
Selfish, dude. You're going to get canceled so hard. People
Whatever.
This episode of podcast.
Whatever. Tell fucking the government to buy them. They have
enough money. Yeah. They got all the money, actually.
They blow so much fucking money, like, it's ridiculous.
Dude, imagine, like, you go out to a bar and you
why
spend,
can't
like,
they
$60.
end homelessness, dude? If it's only $44 billion to end homelessness, why can't the U.S. government...
It's like $6 billion. It's not even 44.
Okay. If it's $6 billion to end homelessness, why can't the U.S. government do it? You're going to get on Elon Musk, whose job it's not to help the people. Get on the fucking U.S. government, whose job it is to help the fucking people of the U.S. That's literally the government's job.
You want to know why they don't? Because
you
can't just throw money. No, you just can't throw money at it. That's what. Back to our original point. You can't just throw money at this problem. You have to have non-corrupt people. You have to have assets and money. Obviously,
not enough good people.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna tell me there's like not one corrupt person that's gonna like sneak $1 billion and try and make like money off of it? No, dude. People suck. There's evil people in the world, and you're not gonna have enough good people.
So when I was on vacation, I got dinner with my boy Mike, my old roommate.
Yeah. And
we're talking. He's telling us about this quantum physics guy that he's reading some books, and it's about like remember we were talking about manifestation on this podcast?
Yeah.
And he was basically saying like it's the physics behind that. Like if you meditate things, like you will attract whatever you meditate on as long as you do it like and from a sincere place. You know what I mean? So there's like a few studies, and the one that he cites is he has 3 people holding a test tube of DNA, and he tells the one person, look at the test tube with love, and that's it. And he tells the other person, try to unwind it, and that's it. And then he tells the third person, try to unwind it with love. And the first 2 did nada, and the third person that like they all just like put their energy towards like that one thing. And the third person got it to unwind 25% in like a half hour.
With love? How does that? What do you mean?
Like you look at like you know how like you look at Kyla and you can like just feel the love that you have for Kyla.
Oh, Kyla.
Easy, yeah. Right? It's like fake replicate that. Like look at this DNA. Like wow, like I love you. Like I cherish this DNA. You know what I mean?
But can you just tell yourself that, or do you have to physically actually love like?
I think you just tell yourself that, and you feel like you only do it for a half hour. You don't have to fucking raise
take it out on a date.
Right.
It's like the episode of SpongeBob where he's like has the marble. He's like, date the marble, hug the marble, love the marble, and then he just goes chink, and a perfect statue comes out.
Yeah, just like that, except for only a half hour.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just crazy. Like I'm gonna read the books about it, and then I'll talk more about like the science behind it and stuff. But it's basically saying like you meditate and you get whatever you meditate for in like a long-term way. In like a real life scenario, this doctor was talking about his daughter wanted to go to Europe on a 5-week trip and do the last trip in Florence, and she wanted to like teach English there to like pay for it. And it was coming up to when she wanted to go, and she didn't have any money, so she asked her dad, and her dad was like, no, like you have to meditate for it, blah blah blah. The next week she meets this lady at the gym that's going to Italy, needs one more like person to go to Italy for 5 weeks, and the last week was in Florence. And she had just like meditated on it and like made that happen, right? And like there's a bunch of like anecdotal stories, but there's like a science behind it in the way that like, you know, it's something about the way the neurons go around an atom. Like, you know how in science you learn about it's like balls on a thing?
Yeah.
It's less like that, and it's more like a cloud of energy, not a singular thing. And whatever you're like focusing on, like you're like attracting that energy, and like it's something crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna read into it, and I'll get back to you. So anyway, I'm thinking about I want to like start meditating, and I had thought about this before, but this put me in the overdrive. Want to meditate, and my thought here is so. First, I was like, what do I want to meditate about? And I had some notes, and then I was like, can I meditate for a good world with reversals of climate, with reversals of the effects of climate change, without greedy people, where people have freedom and equal opportunities, a world without suffering. And then I said, if the rich people were good people, we wouldn't need to tax them, right? They would just use their money for good things, to do the right thing. How can you make people intrinsically good, and like all the people? And could I meditate that? Could I meditate a world full of people helping people? Like if everybody wanted the best thing for the person around them, you know what I mean? And just the best thing for civilization, there's no way that we wouldn't be successful as like a human race. And can I meditate to make that happen?
So pretty much like, but would it just have to be like one person meditating on this, or would everybody have to be on the same like level?
I think a few people would have to.
He said at least 5.
But there are stories of like crazy, like I don't know if monks is the right word, but like people that remind me of monks from like certain like religions and civilizations where like they'll spend their entire lives like in solace, like meditating over something, or like just like doing their entire life for one thing, and almost like in like confinement, like with nobody else. But I don't think I have that kind of dedication. Like I need to like. I want to enjoy my time.
Yeah, and they like dedicate their entire lives to that shit. So
yeah,
it's not like that's not like something you can do for 30 minutes and then just be like, oh, all right, why is it happening? I meditated once a day. It kind of sounds like karma in a way, though. Do you believe in karma?
Yeah, kind of. But yeah, if you're doing bad things though, and it's gonna come back to you.
Yeah. So actually, last night, I was coming home. From Denver, and I flew from Denver to Charlotte, and then Charlotte to Myrtle Beach. I got to Charlotte, got on my plane to go to Myrtle Beach, and I had the middle seat between 2 old women, and one of them was probably like 75. She was on an oxygen tank and in a wheelchair, and the other lady was like probably her age, but like a lot healthier looking. And I sat down in the middle, and we just started chatting it up, like kind of small talking. And the lady in the wheelchair, she goes, I don't know what I'm going to do when I get home. Like, my friend was supposed to pick me up from the airport, but something came up, and now she can't pick me up. She said, so now I might have to call a taxi, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, well, have you ever heard of Uber? And she was like, no, what's that? And I was like, it's a kind of like a taxi, but it's just like people do it, like random people will work for Uber. It's safe, it's secure. It's pretty much just like a taxi service, but it's just like people in like their cars. And I was like, I had like 7 or 8 free Uber vouchers when I was out in work, and I still had a few left. I was like, I have a free Uber voucher. Like, I'll get you a ride home. And she lived in Little River, which is like 45 minutes away from the Myrtle Beach airport. Yeah. I was like, and she didn't really understand how it worked, but I was like just talking to her the whole flight. And that flight from Charlotte is only like 25, 30 minutes. So I was like, I
did that once.
I was like, listen, like when we get off the plane, I'll grab because she had her oxygen tank like above us in the carry-on luggage part. I was like, I'll grab your oxygen tank. Just tell the guy to push it down. Like the guy that pushes your wheelchair is like, tell him to meet me down by the baggage claim, and I'll call it there for you. And then I'll just like wait until you get in your car and drive off. And she was just like, she was in such awe, dude. And I was like, I wasn't really thinking much of it. I was like, why would I not do this? Like, I have free rides. They expire in a few days anyways. Like, not going to make you pay $75 to get home when your friend bailed on you. And the lady next to me sitting on the right was also just like, wow, like, I'm just so glad that they're like nice. I can still see like nice people in this world. You don't see it very much, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, dude, that's wild because 1, I didn't think I was doing anything special. And 2, I thought to myself, I was like, anybody that like I associate with, like my friends, my family, or just anybody I'm around would be doing what I'm doing. So, like, it's just weird. And she was like, you're going to have such great karma. And I was like, oh, I didn't even think of that. Like, I just assumed I was doing something nice for somebody who needed help. And she was like, No, like, it's just weird seeing, like, somebody go out of their way and, like,
yeah,
do all
nobody
these
goes
nice
out of their
things.
way. They don't give a fuck. Most people would just be like, that sucks.
But, like, I wasn't really going out of my way. I just called her an Uber from my phone. You know what I mean? And it's, like, kind of sad to think about people, like, wouldn't do something as basic as that for some random stranger. I didn't even know this lady, dude.
Because, Johnny, you're an intrinsically good person. That's the best trait you can have.
But, dude, it's, like, I guess I was, like, taught to be a good person, but, like, I assume, like, I was born just a naturally good person, so why isn't it that way for everyone? I guess, like, your circumstances in life and, like, you know, your environment probably, like, has some sort of a connection to that. But
your experiences can, like, make you hate life and make you, like, hate the world around you and see, like, other people as, like, enemies.
That's so fucked, dude.
Yeah.
That's so fucked because I'm not to get on, like, the whole religious side of things, but, like, whoever, if there is a creator and, like, they made it so, like, that was life, like, that's such a messed up thing. Like, why would you not, if you're creating something and, like,
he
anything,
created the
like,
first, they're like, dude, trial and error, the first iPod wasn't perfect. I haven't even seen any updates to humans yet.
Yeah, we need, evolution, but, like, that's not, like, a personality type thing. But, dude, like, if I'm sitting here as a creator of a grilled cheese sandwich, I'm not going to go out of my way to purposely make it bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but what if you fuck it up a little?
I'm God, bro. I have all the power in the world. How am I pretty much can do anything. How am I fucking it up this bad?
You know that show Disjointed?
Yeah.
It's like when the dude that grows the weed, he's like paranoia. Why can't I grow you out?
Yeah.
It's like, why can't God just take all the bad out of the people?
Right. Why do we even have bad in the first place? Maybe it's because it's like, oh, you have to prove yourself to get to heaven, but, like, that just means life is just a test. Like, that's screwed.
Yeah, what if some people have the cheat sheets?
Yeah, some people have a leg up. Some people are, like, born in the dirt and have to fucking really get out of the mud to make something out of themselves.
Yeah, but that doesn't determine whether or not you're a good person and you do the right thing or not.
That's true. It should be universally, like, just be a good person, and everybody should just be a good person. It should be like that from the start, is what I'm saying.
I agree. Like, I think all the people should be good.
It shouldn't blow someone's mind that I, like, would call this old lady who the reason she was on oxygen was because she got COVID really bad and, like, almost died. Her fucking husband died of COVID 5 months ago, so she's like in a really bad position, just, like, in general to begin with. And I was like, the least I could do is help this lady out. Like, I don't know her. I got her number. So I was like, give me your number, because I had to share her, like, the Uber code or whatever. I was like, give me your number, and then just shoot me a text when you get home so that, like, I know you made it, and this guy didn't just get a free, like, $60 Uber ride and didn't take you home. So she did, and she texted me, and she was like, hey, like, I'm home. Just want to say thank you so much again. Like, it's funny. I feel like we were meant to be sitting next to each other on that plane. And I was just like, yeah, like, no problem. Don't worry about it. Like, didn't cost me a dime. Like, I had these free rides from work. Like, I mean, I paid the guy a tip, but it was $12. I'm not gonna send this lady home over a fucking $12 tip. But
in her mind, she probably thought that you were, like, sent to her by her husband.
Probably, yeah.
Because, like, he just passed away, and she was obviously in a bad spot, and he was like, "Don't worry, dude. I'll take care of it. I got you. I'm gonna send you a fine young man that'll get you home."
Yeah, and, like, what are the odds we, like, sat next to each other on the plane? Like, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And older people think about stuff like that. Like, I'm kind of just starting to catch on. Like, a lot of people, like my grandma, she just got a dragonfly tattoo. She got yadded up.
Oh yeah, grandma.
And it's because, like, but, like, dragonflies are, like, symbolic of, like, people that have, like, passed away and stuff like that. And, like, different people have, like, different things for, like, their specific relatives or, like, loved ones or whatever. You know what I mean?
my mom's grandma is, like, a cardinal. It's like every time she sees a cardinal.
Yeah, cardinals are pretty common as well. But then it's always so she was probably like, oh, that was my old man coming back to help me out. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah. And it just, like, I don't know. If it, like, feels good to do good things for other people, even when, I could have gotten home 10 minutes earlier, but you know what I mean? Like, whatever.
Right. You weren't going, like, too far out of your way.
Right. Karma, man. Karma's gonna be a bitch. My man! I forgot we were on fucking Riverside. I wonder if she's gonna hear this pod.
Oh, you should tell her that we talked about her. Shoot her a text. Hey, you know how to listen to podcasts?
No.
Does she have an iPhone?
No. She has a smartphone though.
Oh, okay. She can hit us up on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. They might still have it.
Yeah. Or even YouTube if we throw this bitch up on there.
Oh yeah, we will get it on YouTube. We can teach her how to hit the YouTube. She'll be our only YouTube follower.
Hell yeah. Her name was Jody.
Jody.
Judy or Jody, one of the two. I don't remember.
I hope it was Judy. That's my grandma's name.
You think it was Judge Judy?
That's my grandma's name.
That's my grandma's name.
No, I don't think it's any relation to the judge.
No? Aaron Judge?
I've been watching Lex put on Judge Harvey. It's Steve Harvey as a judge. Bro, that show is fucking funny, dude. It's funny. It's a new show. It's fucking funny.
What's it on?
It's like Netflix.
Okay.
I think it's Netflix. If it's not Netflix, it's Hulu. But I think it's Netflix. But it just came out, and it's pretty good, dude. He's funny as shit.
Is it like a spoof? Or is it like an actual...
No, it's real. It's real, but it's like... So there's this one episode, these two brothers come in, right? And the one brother is like suing the other brother for not a bunch of money, like $1,200 or $1,700 or something like that.
What is this, guys? You're going to sue your brother for $1,200?
It's because they have a business together. So the older brother buys like beat up shitty like stuff. The younger brother fixes it all and then they sell it for a profit. Right, so they had this camper that the older brother bought. The younger brother fixed it up. They're gonna sell it the next day. Younger brother goes out, has this crazy party like in it. Like the place is fucking trashed. It's a mess. Skirts out on a quad, and then he ends up selling the piece of shit. I think the brother paid to get it all cleaned, like professionally cleaned, and then it like still wasn't 100%. The younger brother sells it to some buddy of his for like $1,200. And it's just funny because the older brother is like, this dude, like he's a fucking clown. He doesn't take anything serious. Like I'm putting out all the money for this, blah, blah, blah. And then the younger brother's like, well, I'm fucking doing all the work. Like, who gives a shit? I should get all the fucking money. He's not even doing anything. And it's funny, dude. And like, that's how, and then eventually, like for that one, I think he was like, all right, you're going to give him everything that he puts into, everything that he pays, he gets back first. And after that, like you'll split it 50-50. But first, he'll get the first like 1,000 of profit. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was like how he decided it. He was like, he'll get the first 1,000 of profit, and then you guys will split 50-50 after that on profit, but he'll get his cost back.
That's just like being a dad.
And that's how he does it. Like it's just like it's like small people's court. Like everything's like less than 5 Gs.
Yeah. I need to watch that.
And it's funny, dude.
Awesome.
And like Steve Harvey's a funny motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
And like he gets it, dude, because he's talking. There's somebody on there once, and he's talking to him, and he's like, "Look, like I get it. Like I've been down, like hustling, like sleeping in my car, blah blah blah. I've been there. It's like he like can relate to all the people that come in so much. You know what I mean?
Is it like a new show or is it just?
Yeah, I think it's new. I think it just came out.
Oh wow!
Recently, within the last like month or so, it's pretty good, dude. That shit's hilarious.
Hell yeah! I'm watching that tonight for sure.
It's so easy to just like put on and like not pay attention to and giggle at.
Sounds like a good high show.
Yeah, facts. Lex will like because she had it on once, and then I was probably just baked, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll watch this word."
Oh yeah.
Then I was just fucking laughing, and then I started like putting it on. Because like we'll always put on Drake and Josh, but like, don't tell her I said this. But she can. It's kind of getting old. We listen to it a lot.
I mean, you can only watch it so many times. You got to watch it in spurts.
It's only
you gotta
like
go,
4
3 months in
seasons
between.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only like
Plus,
4
like,
seasons too.
We
so
have
when
an
you're
entire
just, like, watching it.
We have an entire childhood under our belts of like already watching that show too. So it's not like you're gonna get surprised by anything.
Yeah.
You know? It's kind of how I am with Rick
I've
and
probably
Morty
seen
now. It's
every
like,
episode at least 6 times.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like you know every line, you know everything that's gonna happen. So it's just like, need to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Come back to it in 6 months.
Yeah.
You know she's gonna hear this too.
I mean, I've seen. Yeah, no. I've seen like every episode of Blue Mountain State, but it's different because I could watch those and still laugh because it's been years, and at the same time, that's a lot more seasons. So if I've seen them all the same amount of times, like I've seen them, I don't know,
like 2 times instead of 6 times.
There's just more episodes. That's all I got. That's all.
Yeah.
No, I've watched Blue Mountain State from start to finish like 5 times.
Oh, really? I liked that show, but I was just never like, like it was a good 1 or 2 times through for me.
That was like my go-to when I was in high school, and Netflix was like just getting started. Like there wasn't shit on Netflix other than like Blue Mountain State and like I don't even know what else.
The Office.
Bro. Not even.
Are you a big Office guy?
Nah, I don't really fuck with The Office.
No, I don't understand. People are like, if you don't like The Office, you don't like it just to not like it. I'm like, dude, it's just not like the humor in it for me is just not like dark enough. Yeah,
it's not the kind of humor that I like.
Yeah, it's just like very basic like cable TV humor.
There's certain light, like stupid humor. Like there's certain shit that makes me crack the fuck up, and it's not The Office. And like that's fine. Right. And like I like watching Seinfeld because like the characters are funny to me. Like they're all kind of comedians, right? Like they have like funny one-liners and stuff, but the entire show is like wrapped together in like one big bit. It's like the entire show is like a comedy special, right? Like where like at the end of it, it's like tying back to something from the beginning, and it happens so many times throughout. So I just like really like watching like those episodes. Like I don't know, The Office doesn't do it for me.
That's kind of how Rick and Morty is. They like tie they'll make a joke in the beginning and then tie it back into like the whole like the plot of the entire episode like in the end. Like the acid vat episode where he like makes him kiss and lick the vat at the end.
And then they come back in the front yard,
Yeah. That shit's good. I like that type of stuff. Have you ever seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
No.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, yeah.
It's like Larry David show. I've heard like amazing things about that show, and I've seen like scenes and stuff from it. Like there's this one scene where it's Larry, his wife, and like a bunch of their friends hosting like a house party, and this military couple walks in, and this guy in the Marines is like introducing himself to everyone, and like he's going through, and they're like everyone who meets him, they like shake his hand, and they're like, "Thank you for your service, thank you for your service, thank you for your service," and then it gets to Larry, and he goes, "Larry, nice to meet you." doesn't say thank you for your service, and everybody's just like, wow, Larry, you're not going to thank him for his service? Like, how rude. Like, all you had to do. And he's like, what? Like, all of you just said this. Why do I have to say it? Why do I have to conform? Like, one, he's like, we could get into it, but I don't want to. Like, the politics of the military, I don't really agree with, blah, blah, blah. And the fucking Marine guy's just like, you know what? I think I just should leave. And, like, they leave. And, like, his wife is just like, Larry, all you had to do was say thank you for your service. And he's just, like, so stubborn about, like, not conforming, dude. And I was like, bro, that is exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Funny. But it's just, like, all, like, a lot of it's improv, too. So, like, it doesn't really have a script to it. So it's all like that. And that's why I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. The Office, the humor just doesn't do it for me. I mean, I don't think that the show's not funny at all. Like, it'll make me laugh here and there. Like,
There's definitely some good scenes that have made me laugh.
And shit. And like, it's definitely grown on me. Like, I used to be a big. Everything has grown on me. I used to hate The Office, like sternly. I used to hate Drake, and I used to hate Harry Kane. Harry Kane's grown on me. The Office has grown on me, and like, I just don't hate Drake as much as I used to. He hasn't grown on me. I don't like him anymore. I just don't hate him as much.
Right.
I've just kind of come to accept, like, whatever, Drake, like he is what he is. And
he does what he does, and that's it. Right.
And I'm just gonna, like, whatever.
Speaking of music, have you heard the 2 new Logic songs?
No, I'm such a bum, I know.
Oh, dude, they're so good. You're gonna love them, bro.
Have you heard the new Pusha T?
Yeah, I listened to it on my flight to Denver. I thought that was solid. Yeah, it was solid. Dude, Pusha T makes great music. Like, he's a great rapper.
Yeah. Yeah. I had to listen again.
Yeah, I've only listened to it one time through.
I only listened through once, and I didn't, like, peep, like, what the song titles were, who was in them, and shit like that. But I was just like, oh, this is good. Like, I like this vibe.
Yeah, his album that he came out with before that, Daytona, same vibe, dude. Like, played it because it was just like, it's new rap music. Not, like, a huge Pusha T fan, so I'm not, like, on top of every time he releases a new track or anything. But I listened to it, and I was like, dude, this album's amazing. And I think it ended up winning like a Grammy or something, like Rap Album of the Year. It came out. And Kanye West.
I think you're right. I think I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it's so good.
And did you hear about the Cudi and Kanye thing?
Yeah. Did you see that? Cudi was like, "This is the last track you'll hear me on with Kanye or whatever."
With Kanye, blah blah blah. And everybody in the comments was like, "Bro, you're whack. Kanye put you on. Without him, you wouldn't be shit." Blah blah blah.
I'm Team Cudi, bro, all day.
Always. Kanye's great, dude. Like maybe Kanye like did help him like get a record deal and stuff, but like after that, like it's not like Cudi didn't do fucking anything after that.
I wouldn't
like,
say
Cudi has like a different fan base and like grew it like all organically.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Cudi's career is because of Kanye. Like I hate when people say shit like that. Like yeah, Kanye might have put him on, but like Cudi's still Cudi, bro. He makes great music, has like a solid fan base, and he's like one of those artists that isn't afraid to like experiment with new sounds. And
like
honestly,
when people
like
say
that's
that
what we need.
Yeah. And people say that shit on Twitter, and maybe like it was to the extent where you know how Nardwuar said that Cole put Kendrick on, whoever it was, like maybe it was to that extent. And Cole like I didn't put him on, I just like mentioned him once,
right? And
it's just people on Twitter, like I don't know the whole fucking story to it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, so the whole thing with Pete Davidson and Kanye, Kanye cut ties with Cudi because he was friends with Pete, and at that point I was just like, dude, I get his beef with Pete because it's like your ex-wife and stuff, and like there's like if it were me, I wouldn't.
But you can't hate the guy; he's raising your kids.
You can't hate the guy, first of all. Also, you can't cut ties. You can't cut ties with people because they choose to have friendships with people you don't like. You know what I mean? Like it's
right.
Just
and
stupid,
it's not like
dude.
You always didn't like him. Like it's out of nowhere. You can't expect other people to like completely throw away their other relationships.
Yeah, and the fact that he like brings loyalty in it, it's like, dude, if you were friends with somebody who I was like arch rivals with, I wouldn't like cut our friendship because of that. Just be like, dude, people have the choice to have the friends that they have. Like I have my friends and they have their friends, whatever. Like,
who's your arch rival? I'm gonna seek them out.
My arch rival?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really have any arch rivals. I'm pretty much just chilling with everyone, dude. If I don't like you, then I probably just won't reach out or hang out with you. I won't say anything, but won't go out of my way to like.
When you figure out who your arch rival is, I'm gonna befriend them.
My arch rival right now is Rob Manfred.
Okay, I will befriend him.
We can't be friends, dude.
See?
That's it. We made it 50 episodes,
how Kanye
everyone.
Feels now?
50 episodes in, this is where I draw the line.
I mean, for Bobby, though. Did you see the video on Twitter of Big Sean and Mike Posner?
Was that
at Coachella? It was
no,
like Mike Posner was narrating it?
No.
Oh, dude, it's sick.
I saw a video of Big Sean today, but I couldn't listen to it because I was like in a meeting.
Nah, it was this video of Mike Posner, and it was like him narrating it. And it's just like clips from like his life and stuff like that, like his childhood and stuff. And him and Big Sean like grew up together in Detroit. Like they were boys when they were 15, 16. Like Big Sean called Posner's parents Mom and Daddy Pose.
Oh, that's dope.
And they're like amazing friends and stuff like that. And like Big Sean put Mike Posner on, obviously, and like they were both on a record deal together, and like they were like they like did all the shit together. You know what I mean? Like they were so tight.
Yeah.
And then obviously like life happens, and they both kind of go on their same way. But Mike Posner went to Coachella, and Big Sean had him come on from backstage. And like they did a song together, and it was like fire. And then afterwards, like Big Sean was talking about how like his dad had like passed, or Big Sean was talking about how Mike's dad had passed from cancer and stuff. And he's like, I feel like your dad's energy and shit like that. Dude, it was awesome. It was a sick video.
Those are amazing.
And like Mike Posner is like narrating over the whole thing about like growing up together and like where they are now and like how much it meant to him. Dude, yeah. His last album and like this little thing is like really all I've seen, but it's fire.
If you find that video, send it my way. I want to watch that shit.
Yeah, dude, it's in my likes. I'll find it and I'll send it to you after this episode.
Completely unrelated story to what you just said, but I don't know why it made me think of this, but funny story. When I was in Denver, I was sharing a room with my team lead, who's pretty much my boss, because we were like usually we would all get our own rooms, but we were like late to register because we didn't know if we were going or not. So they had one room left and they just threw us in it, which I was fine with, dude. I was like, I'd rather have someone to hang out with and talk to. And he's like our age, cool as shit, like loves baseball, loves like sports betting, and pretty much just like if he was on this podcast, he would fit in very well. But we were sitting there. We went to the conference the second day. We ended a little bit early, and then we had a reception that night that we had to go back to the like resort that it was at for, and our hotel was like a mile away from the resort. So we went back to the hotel and just like took a quick nap, and then went back to the reception. But while we were at the hotel, like napping, I fell asleep like mad hard. Like I was exhausted, just like knocked out. And he got up, like took a shower, started playing some music, whatever, and was like ready to go. And I was still asleep, so he like woke me up by playing Kanye West's song "Bound." You know that song where it's like, and I woke up to like that noise, bro, like startled. I was like,
oh yeah, like I do know what song you're talking about.
Yeah, bound to falling in love. The one with Kim Kardashian. She's like on the motorbike and her hair's like flowing. But that song was playing, and he took a Snapchat video like of me as I woke up to it, and it was so fucking funny, dude. I just like woke up startled to Kanye screaming at me, and so that was like our inside joke for like the next 4 or 5 hours or whatever. So we're at the reception. And we're all, like, sitting around a fire outside, like, kind of just, like, drinking and hanging out. And it goes quiet. Like, everybody just, like, went quiet for, like, you know those, like, random awkward silences for, like, a few seconds?
Yeah.
Like, one of those hit, and all of a sudden, all I hear is, ah!
He started playing it?
No, he must have opened his phone, and the song started playing or whatever, and, like, he turned it off, like, right after that fucking bit where it just goes, ah! Dude... Me and him just fucking burst out laughing, dude. Like, it was the most perfectly timed, like, unintentional joke I have ever heard, bro. It was the funniest thing. So today, like, I'm sitting here working, and out of nowhere, he just sends, like, our group chat that we had for, like, the people that we were with. He just sends this fucking GIF where it's just, bound, Kanye West. And I was like, bro... he was like, so you know how when you plug my phone in every time I have it set to the ooey, Mr. Pink Bubble ooey? He like was astonished at that, like that you could do that. And I was like, dude, I don't even enjoy it anymore. Like it's so annoying. I just don't know how to get off my phone. So I texted him back. I was like, I'm going to change the ooey to just Kanye West going, ah! Every time I plug it into charge.
That wouldn't be bad, dude.
It would be great. I was like, low key, that would be way better than ooey every 5 fucking seconds.
The ooey is a little long.
Ooh, wee. I know it to a T, bro. I know the little cracks in his voice. I know how long to go for.
If I were to do one of those ever, I would do it like this.
My man.
That'd be it. Like you plug it in, my man.
My man.
Like your phone is
give
like
my
man. Like that's like I'm like ever since you showed me that, I was like, dude, that would be the perfect fucking thing to do for that.
Yeah. There was one I saw when I first did it, and it was the you probably won't know this, but Iron Man's like AI helper when he gets into like the suit and he has like the voice that like controls like the suit and stuff.
No, that's Plankton's.
That's Plankton's. I forget his name, but it just says welcome. And it like does like the load. That would piss me off so much. That would be so annoying. Yeah, it was so funny though, dude. Just like the most perfectly timed, unintentional joke. Because he didn't even mean to play. He just like pulled his phone out, and all everybody hears is
That's on me.
It was so good.
Speaking of, we were talking about Mike Posner, thinking about deep rap today. I saw this girl tweet something about, or I saw this guy reply to something, and this girl tweeted about, like, what's your favorite Lil Wayne song? Like, that's how
I saw that tweet.
That's how I put all the guys in a category. Did you see my quote tweet of it?
Didn't you say something like there's too many to pick from or something like that?
I did say that, but the song that I went with was Let It All Work Out. I was dude, I'm a sucker for like a rap song with a good deep meaning, like something that's just like a little deeper, and like especially like when I know the story behind it, like it just makes me like it more. And like, dude, that song is just fire flames.
If I had to pick like a deep meaning one, I'm definitely going Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa,
the story.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick like a hype song, I'd definitely go Blunt Blowin'. That shit gets me
Blunt
fucking...
Blowin', I was thinking, yeah. That's one of the
good.
ones I was thinking, or am I thinking one like earlier than that? I don't know. The reply that I saw was Go DJ. I like that one, but I don't know if I'd pick that.
No,
but
I like old Wayne's like songs like Lollipop and shit like that. Ooh, excuse me. I can't stop burping. But I don't know. He just has such a huge discography of so many better songs.
So many songs.
Lollipop comes on and I usually skip it because I'm just like, I know there's better Wayne out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I listen to a lot of Wayne. I usually just let it ride. But I really like Let It All Work Out because that's like all about him like shooting himself and like that's the first time he ever talks about that in a song.
And
ever.
Like the cop
and really ever actually.
Yeah.
He mentioned one thing about it once in an interview, but it was like really, really low key, like barely said anything. That was like the first time he ever talked about it. So that's like I don't know, and I just like love the meaning behind it, like just like keep doing your best and shit's gonna finally like work its way into place.
Yeah, there's so we were sitting there talking about like the music that we like in like concerts we've been to, and so Daniel was like, he like listens to rap because we're talking about the Dreamville tape actually, and I was like, dude, Stick makes me want to run through a wall, and he was like, yeah, it's good, but he's like, I would never pay to go to a rap concert, and I was like, bro, you're wild, why? And he's like, because they just like press play, and like there's no like actual like talent to it, and I was like, well, let me argue that real quick. I said, it depends. Like, you have to pick a rapper and find a rapper that's like talented
enunciates
enough.
Their shit and talented.
Like a Future concert is probably not as great as like a Cole or a Kendrick. And he was like, oh,
it depends
dude, like
what
a
you
Cole
want.
Or Kendrick. Right. And I was like, dude, like rap is different than any other like genre because there's like so many different subdivisions of the genre where it's like, you know, going to a Logic concert is way different than going to like a fucking, I don't know, like a 6ix9ine concert or some bullshit like that.
Right.
Because that's all they do.
They're there. Concerts.
They're both rap concerts, but they're there for two different things. 6ix9ine is just chasing a bag. He's gonna press play on his fucking laptop and then say a few words and get out. Yeah. Cole is gonna sit there. He's gonna have his own DJ, probably a live band playing his beats. He's gonna do more than just fucking rap and like he's gonna engage with his fans and stuff and put on a genuine show.
And he's gonna talk about shit and stuff like that. He's gonna like crack little one-liners here and there like during the show.
Right. And I
like
told him,
when
I was like,
he did what's that song off his new joint off the off season with is it Lil Baby? He tries to do Lil Baby's verse. Yeah. Pride is the Devil. He tries doing Lil Baby's verse, and he's like, "Man, I got that man on my song, and I don't even know his own verse. Like, I gotta learn that shit." You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. Like, that's not something that you're gonna get like elsewhere. And it's him like trying to rap it. Like he's like one of the like to me, he's the best in the craft of just like his like penmanship, like his lyricism and stuff. And like he's like, man, like I don't even have these other dudes shit. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it was cool to see.
That's the difference, dude. I told him, I was like, when I saw Joey Badass and Logic in Charlotte a few years ago.
Oh, Joey Badass was sick.
Fucking awesome, dude.
I want to see him again.
Joey Badass.
I only called like his last 2 songs.
Yeah, and this was like right when he dropped All American Badass. Like this was the tour for that album, so he played like pretty much the whole album. But I was like, Logic came on, did like 2 songs to like some opening like hype songs, and then did a few like, you know, some like the fan favorites, and then like I would say in the middle of his show, brought out his MPC, like his whole like fucking laptop and like studio thing, and was like, yo, y'all ever want like wondered what it was like to make a beat like off the rip? Like I'll show you. And took like 15 minutes, made his own beat, just a random ass beat in front of like thousands of people, and then rapped over it and was like, that's pretty much like the process of how I make a song. And I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Sick.
Like that's sick. That's like you're showing like a connection to your fans, and like you're there and you like actually care about like the culture of hip hop, and like you're not just there to perform and then get off stage and dip. Like there's so many people that don't have that like attention to their craft, and it's like that's like the type of stuff that gives rap concerts like the wrong viewer, I guess would say. Like people just think of it wrong, because he was like opinion. He's like Daniel was like, I love John Mayer because he's like a great guitarist, like great he has great vocals and all this stuff, and he's like just a great performer. I was like, yeah, like I like John Mayer, but that's not like my type of music that I listen to. But I listen to the type of rap music that connects in the same way John Mayer does when he puts on a show. It's like you just got to find the right people.
Yeah, and like it's like a different art, but like if you're like sampling shit and like putting stuff together and like slowing things down or fucking reversing it sometimes, you know what I mean? And then like putting your fucking lyrics over, like writing the lyrics, like I mean, I guess that goes like the same for a John Mayer song. Like, they both got to write the lyrics,
right?
But then like knowing like when to use auto tune, like when not to, and like how to like alter your voice if at all. It's like it is like an art in itself, and a lot of them do play like their own instruments, like especially like with Mac. Like if you would ever go to see like Mac Miller, like a lot of his shit, like he's like playing, you know what I mean?
Or even even like in some of his music videos, dude, he's like playing the piano or playing the guitar.
Dude, there's video of him at concerts playing guitar, I think backwards.
I've seen that.
Or like behind his head. That's what it is. He's rocking out behind his head. And it's like he's like doing his shit. Like that's how he records. Like he makes all that shit himself.
Dude, Maggie went to a Mac Miller concert like a few months before he died, like third row. And he was doing shit like that.
God.
And she has a bunch of videos of it on her phone. And she was like, I didn't realize at the time that, you know, he was going to die, obviously. But she was like, to this day, like, that was the most amazing, like, concert experience I think I'll ever have. Just because of the fact, like, she likes Mac just as much as you and I do. And she was like third row at her favorite fucking artist. It's like, dude, that's amazing.
Fire Flames, dude. The things I would do to fucking see Mac Miller in concert.
I know. That's crazy. Did you saw the thing I sent you and Lex on Twitter where he was
he's
the
most
highest
like
pure
selling
albums
artist of the decade so far. Of album sales.
Yeah.
I bought one of his albums in fucking Florida.
I saw that. Was that
dude, so let's talk about Florida, dude. It was fun.
Yeah.
So we get down there, so we drive. The flight that we were supposed to take kept getting canceled the week before. So we drive down. Our flight did get canceled. Our flight home got canceled before we left. But our flight down ended up getting canceled anyway. Yeah. So good thing we decided to drive ahead of time. And so we get down there. First day, we go to this bar, and then we go to another bar. And the second bar that we're at, we get like drinks and food. And they had these fucking tuna tacos. We got tuna poke tacos, and it was 3 little tacos. Oh,
you sent me snaps
fried,
of those.
Yeah, dude. It was fried wonton little mini tacos with raw tuna, avocado on the bottom, and then raw tuna, seaweed, sesame seed, and like 1 or 2 sauces in it. And it was so fucking good, dude. Changed my life. Lex got a couple margs, some street corn. The street corn was okay. It was like corn on the cob, not the kind that's in a bowl. I hadn't had it like that before. But it was real cheesy, like super cheesy, almost too cheesy. And I fuck with some cheese.
I do be fucking with some cheese.
Then that night we went out and we got this sushi stack appetizer. It was like rice on the bottom, and then with like a layer of avocado and a layer of salmon, a layer of tuna, a layer of something on top of that, and then like sesame seeds on top. Dude, it was amazing. Ooh. And it was like a stack, like a little piece of cake, like a little mini cake.
Little sushi cake?
It was bomb. We got that. Yeah, we got that for appetizer, and then we got like a chicken sandwich. That was fire, and we got a mahi sandwich. That was fire. And then the next day was Tuesday. We woke up. We hit the beach. We chilled. I don't know. I don't remember what we did Tuesday. Wednesday we woke up, got the sunrise, and then I went and golfed. Had a good time. Dude, the course was cheap. You know, I was hype about that. Had a good time. Got out there, got an early tea time. Lex came and scooped me. I had a few beers. She dropped me off and scooped me. And I was like, yeah, I'm already a few beers deep. You're gonna have to find somewhere for lunch. We stop at this place at lunch. It's like on the water. $1 oysters. I'm like, bro, let's fucking go. $1 oysters, fire flames. Got a couple drinks. And then we met up with my boy Mike that night. And we got this, we got a fish dip appetizer that was fire with this warm pita. I got cedar plank salmon with asparagus, dude. Bomb.com. Came back to the crib, burned a little bit. Watched the Sixers game. Talked about starting a business with Lex with him. He's looking at designing us a logo for a business we want to start.
What kind of business?
And then Thursday, realty. Dude, so the Airbnb that we stayed in, it used to be a hotel, and now all of the rooms are individually owned. And there's some people that are selling those like on the water in Florida. Some are permanent, like people that live there, like retirees.
Oh,
but like ours is an Airbnb. Some of them are permanent, some of them are Airbnbs. But we were talking about buying one. Like she was looking, there's some that are like there are like a handful that are less than 150 grand. So like, dude, we can get a business loan that would help us like get that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And a business loan might be different from like a mortgage. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you wouldn't have like a 20% down payment that you have.
And you're making like you're making almost like instant,
and then
not
use
instant,
the loan
but...
for the house.
Yeah.
No, but you're going to be able to have it start coming in where, like, you can propose a business plan. Like, look, this is viable. We'll be able to pay the bank back, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So that's what we're thinking. Luckily, not enough people listen. They can't steal my ideas yet.
My mom just comes out of nowhere and is like...
So Mike came over, right. The next landlord mogul from fucking Pompano Beach in Florida.
Yeah.
Mike comes through. We watched the Sixers game, dude. Joel hit that crazy fucking turnaround 3 game winner. That was awesome, dude. We went nuts. And then next day we went on this fucking boat party. That was mad fun. So we get there. We're like, before we get on, we're all like hanging out like on the pier. And the dude's like, so like, where are you guys from? Like the dude that's like running, one of the dudes that's like running the show. Nobody says anything. So I'm like, Jersey. And then everybody just erupts and like, oh yeah, we're like literally everybody was from Jersey. Almost all of them were like teachers and like teachers' significant others who were on spring break. Like almost everybody. It was crazy. But it was a good time, dude. We went out. They like drive you. So Fort Lauderdale is the yacht capital in the world. And like, dude, we were just driving along like it was actually we're on the Intercoastal down there.
Shit, okay.
And it's all fucking beautiful houses, like $1 million houses, like ridiculous. Like the owner of fucking LA Fitness was one of the ones that we looked at, like crazy. All these houses are exquisite. Their boats are fucking crazy. We saw one huge fucking yacht that had a boat tucked into the side of the boat. Like most of them have like jet skis or small boats like on top somewhere. No, this one had it like opened up on the side like a big fucking wing door and it had a boat tucked in. I was like, dude, that's fucking sick. I was like, I want to have a boat so big that my boat has baby boats.
Baby boats.
It's like his fucking Joey boat.
This little pouch. This little winged pouch. Oh, that's fucking awesome.
But that was fun. It was BYOB and it was a bunch of kids like our age. We actually saw this dude had a Revolution hat, said good vibes on it. And I was like, yeah, I gotta tell this dude good hat because that's fucking sick. And then he was like, yeah, we're going to go to the show with the Stone Pony. And I was like, oh, dude, that show slaps. Like, used to go to it like every year. Like, we used to just watch it from the beach and not pay for tickets. You can hear it beautifully, blah, blah, blah. And Lex fucked around and bought us tickets literally that day, like a half hour later.
Oh, that's
like,
fire.
You're a fucking man.
That's fire. She's a man.
Yeah, no, the man. Different.
You're a fucking man.
No, she's the man. A beautiful woman and the man.
Big difference between the man and a man.
Huge difference.
It's like the biggest difference.
Yeah, that couldn't be bigger.
Wait, continue your story for the viewers. I'm gonna go grab a beer real quick. I'm like right next to my fridge, so.
Bet. So yeah, then we went to this fucking little restaurant and Lex goes, we'll just stop in, we'll get like a couple drinks and we'll get some appetizers. And we ordered 2 appetizers and then we ordered 2 more appetizers and next thing you know we had like a full fucking meal. Go back to the room, chill. And then I think Friday or Thursday night we went out, we went to the Elbow Room, dive bar on the corner. They had a live band. We get there, we're fucking listening to music. The bouncer doesn't give us a wristband. He gives everybody else a wristband. And I'm like, yo, should we have a wristband? And he's like, nah, you guys are good. You don't look young, so you're fine. And we're like, all right, cool. And then we go up to fucking get drinks. And the bartender goes, you guys got wristbands? And I was like, we just asked this dude if we needed one. And he said no. And she's like, well, then can I see your IDs? And we're like, yeah, for sure. It was the bouncer's first night. So cut him some slack. But
I mean, your first night, though, wouldn't you go out of your way to make sure everyone has a wristband? Just like,
yeah, wouldn't you rather like play it safe? But then again, you don't want to be like, I don't know. It's more annoying. It's more annoying if the bartender has to check than like, who are you annoying if you're giving them a wristband? Like, I'm already anticipating getting a wristband.
Right. And like, honestly, how annoying is having a wristband on? You don't even notice it. You're just like, yep.
It's not. Yeah. Right. But they had some live music, so we got a few beers there, listened to some live music. We were watching this kid, like probably a couple years younger than us, work his stuff on some older ladies. Was just making out, like literally his tongue couldn't have been further down her throat. This lady who was at least like 45. She was at least 40.
Hey, one in Florida.
And she's like all grabbing his butt and stuff. And then her friend comes over and is like, yo, yeah, you're not doing that.
Wait, her
funny.
friend?
They were all fucking hammered. Yeah. Her friend was like, you're not hooking up with this fucking child. Like,
20-year-old.
They left later that night. We watched them leave. So later, Lex and I go upstairs. In the upstairs, it was like a club, essentially. They had a bar and stuff, but they had like club music, not like downstairs was like live music, like rock and country mostly.
Yeah.
And then upstairs was like a club and everybody's dancing. It's like a DJ. But there was a balcony. So Lex and I are just hanging out there looking over, and we watched them leave. And dude, she's fucking hammered, and she hops in the front of her Uber, like the front seat, and her friend's like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" It was tough scenes for her, but she had a good time.
It's all that matters.
We go, there's a pizza place open late next door, so we stop there. Instead of getting a slice or two like everybody else, we get a whole pie. The crust, it was okay at best. The crust was so fucking thick, like just so thick. There was so much dough, and I had one slice, and I was like, dude, I'm literally stuffed. I feel like I've had a meal. It was tough. I think Lex had like a piece or two, and that was it. And then we got this whole pie for fucking
hella leftovers though.
Yeah, facts. And then Friday we just hung out. Went to the beach for a little bit. We went back to the taco place because it was fucking. I was like, I need those tacos, those tuna tacos again. So we got those. Walked to a cigar place and then walked back and then copped an Uber back to the hotel. We went out for dinner. Bomb ass sushi, dude, so good. And then we're like, Lex wanted to see the sunset. We're like, what do we do from now until sunset? So we go to this coffee house. Super creepy vibes. Got a coffee. Got a book.
Wait, back up.
And a bookstore in one.
What made the vibes creepy at the coffee place?
You just walked in and it was like smelled like incense, and it was all like old furniture, and like $1 and $2 books were just like too cheap, and like I felt like there was like sometimes a wizard hanging out there, or like maybe like a witch or fortune teller with a crystal ball or something.
Okay, so it wasn't like
you just gave weird vibes.
All right, when you said creepy, my mind automatically went to like creepy dudes hanging out there, like, you know what I mean? Not like haunted vibes.
No, the
but like
only people there,
people.
it was the owner, the dude that runs the place. His buddy was there, maybe like a coworker as well. But like they were both pretty old, and then there was these two chicks there, like sitting down on a laptop or two. And that was it.
Okay.
And then Lex and I, but found a book while I was in there, got a coffee, and then I was like, all right, well, now that wasn't really that long. So we go to this record store. Walk in, first thing we see is watching movies with no sound, or with the sound off, whatever that fucking Mac album is. I can never get the name right.
The red one?
So obviously got that. She got Take Care. I also got a Blink-182 Greatest Hits record. That was like all the fucking classics. And then I got Abbey Road of the Beatles.
Oh, nice. Ooh, that's a good fucking pull.
That's a fucking haul.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the one that I was hoping that I got passed down from my grandfather, but my grandma didn't have it. And then we're like driving around, we go find the sunset, beautiful. And then we're like driving to Walmart to pick up the Mountain Dew seltzers so I can bring them back for the boys at home. And we passed this seafood festival. So I'm like, fuck it, we're stopping here. Fuck it, why not? And so we go in. First place we stop is a candle store. I buy a fucking Death Star candle for $25.
Hell yeah.
1 for 1 so far.
What's the scent place, on that?
I don't know how to describe it, but it's nice. Nice. That's all you're gonna get.
Smell like the flesh of rotting clone troopers or stormtroopers?
No. It smells nice.
Okay. Respect it.
The lady was mad cool. She had hella Star Wars shit. She had Yoda. She had fucking Chewbacca. She had Boba Fett. She had all kinds of shit, bro. She had stormtroopers. And she had all other kinds of candles, so like regular candles. She had like wine glasses that were painted with candles on the inside, so you could like burn down the candle and then use it as a wine glass. All kinds of shit. And we're talking to her, and I'm like, yo, this one's dope. And she's like, yeah, Disney, like, they own Star Wars, and they're kind of like strict with like what they give out and stuff like that, like whatever, like licensing and copyright type shit. She was like, so I just like 3D printed a silicone mold and made it myself. I was like, that's badass. I'm buying one.
That is baller, dude. You know what they should?
Like, why not,
do?
Support the small business person.
They should get like the
sell the
like,
fucking molds.
You know those long candles that you put like at like dinner, like when you have a nice dinner, they're like the long candles. They should make lightsaber ones.
Yeah. Ooh.
Right?
Yeah. Zoom. And it makes that sound when you light it. That'd be dope.
That would be fucking dope. Yo, does this candle have a noise maker in it? Yeah, it makes a...
Yeah. Could you imagine the entire time it's on? She's like, ooh, like
just like the humming of a lightsaber.
Awesome. Yeah, the entire time. If like somebody like blows wind past it, it makes like, you know what I mean?
Imagine like the ones that just have like the blaster sounds. It's like the laser blasters, and then the sound of like the guy getting hit in Star Wars, where he's like, ah. You think they'd be shooting people with their candles? Dude, we should make candles that make noise. We should figure out how to do that, because that's never been done. I've never seen a candle that makes noise.
No, it would, unless it's like a fucking Rice Krispie, like a, what's it called?
Like a Snap Crackle Pop?
Rice Krispie, like the cereal, how they like, yeah. Unless it's like that, like while it does it, I think you'd have to just make the candle holder make noise.
Yeah,
like
those
it's
probably
gonna melt,
exist
bro.
already, yeah.
Maybe. But then Lex is like, oh, let's go to the cigar shop. Like, I already bought 4 cigars, but okay. Because it's a little dude, like a one random dude that hand rolls himself, right?
Yeah.
So we go there, and all of his shits are like infused in alcohol. So I get one that's in fucking vanilla vodka, one that's in a tequila. These are like $8 and $9 each, and they're in like a glass case, like each of them. And then they have like, he has like a big like mason jar that's like filled with like 3 different ones. There was one that was Irish whiskey that was $4 each, and there was another one that was like something else that was $5 each. So I got each one of those. And then he had a box or a bag of 5 that were rum and chocolate infused. And he's like, dude, just smell it. And I was like, yo, this smells like fucking dessert. And Lex smelled it, and even she was like, oh, wow, that does smell good. So I got a box of that, but it was, dude, 5 for $25, like $5 a piece. And they're big, like, or they're regular sized. I was like, dude, hell yeah. So then we go to the next place, and it's fucking old records that were like cut into crazy designs. And I got this dope Flintstones one.
I saw your Flintstones blah, blah, blah. one, dude. That looks sick. It was like,
yeah, they had so many really cool ones. They had like a Birds one, dude. They had like a bunch of like different like rock artists and groups. They had like just like random like culture shit. You know what I mean? They're like they had Yankees, obviously. They're like a bunch of sports shit. I was like, yo, this is sick. Yeah, then this dude tried to get me on. He tried to get me to buy this shoe cleaner, dude, and it works so fucking well. But it was like $60 for like the whole box. I was like, nah.
Didn't pull trigger on that.
Me. Nah, couldn't. But dude, got a good haul from the fucking seafood festival. Next day, woke up and drove home.
Hell yeah!
But,
How long was the drive?
Vacation. It was great. It was like, it says just under 17 hours. It took a fucking forever. We were sitting in traffic in South Carolina for nothing, dude. For fucking nothing. I'm freaking out. I'm like, why do you traffic? There's no accident. Like, ever. It's just people just driving slow. And it's like, if everybody, like, and it's just like a couple people hit their brakes and everybody behind them hits their brakes, and it turns into like this crazy chain reaction of congestion. And it's like, it doesn't need to be that way. If everybody would just
stop hitting their fucking brakes at a
steady pace. Yeah, I was getting livid. I had Lex take over because I was getting so mad at driving in traffic. I was like, you can drive because I'm getting pissed off. So you drive, I'll take a nap, and then I'll finish up the second half.
I saw your tweet of you like bumping Benny the Butcher's album at like 2:30 in the morning while she was sleeping.
Yeah. One of his songs came on. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm putting this on. I'm just gonna run the whole thing."
That's awesome. Did you see tweet that he put out that you quoted with that? I like clicked on it and like was reading the replies. Some of his merch that he sells like at his shows are just like little scales, like that you scale out like weed with. Yeah, and like he signed, like someone quoted was like, "Bro, I bought some of your merch. What are you talking about?" And it was like a scale, and he signed the scale.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's sick.
All right, let's get out of here.
1:30 on the dot. That's a fucking
long ass fucking episode.
This is a great episode.
Our fans love us, but they're probably tired of hearing us.
50th episode went hard. All right.
Yeah, that's not bad for number 50.
So we should be back on a regular scheduled basis now.
Yeah. Well, this one's dropping on Monday, so they're already back in the flow, dog.
Yeah, but they got missed like what 2 weeks of random roommates. Come on now, that's an eternity.
We gotta get ready. We got good things on the horizon.
Yeah.
I'm not promising anything. I'm just gonna say we have good things on the horizon. Keep you coming back.
If you don't come back, then you ain't getting it. So that's for damn sure.
Right. Selling crack like a fiend. They keep on coming back. And that'll do it, you guys. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you on Thursday. Go make somebody smile.
Next laugh's on us.